This is probably one of the most recognizable images in human history. Leonardo da Vinci drew it in 1490. It was a private sketch, never meant to be displayed publicly, never meant to be seen by anyone other than himself. And yet today, the Vitruvian Man has become the symbol of an entire civilization. The image we reach for when we want to represent human potential, scientific thinking, and artistic genius all at once. And yet there is something about this drawing that almost nobody knows. Something that completely changes the way you understand what Leonardo da Vinci was actually doing when he made it. Because the Vitruvian Man is not simply a drawing of the ideal human body. It is the solution to a geometric problem that had defeated every artist and architect in Europe for over 1,000 years. And the way Leonardo solved it tells you everything about what he believed human beings actually are. In the 1st century BC, a Roman architect named Marcus Vitruvius wrote the only surviving book on architecture from the ancient world, a 10-volume treatise called De Architectura. In it, Vitruvius made a claim that seemed almost too elegant to be true. He argued that the perfect building should mirror the proportions of the perfect human body, that architecture and anatomy obeyed the same mathematical laws. And then he went further. He claimed that if you took a man with ideal proportions and spread his arms and legs, his body would fit perfectly inside both a circle and a square at the same time. It sounds simple. It is not. Artists and architects across Europe had been attempting to draw this for over 1,000 years, and none of them could make it work. Then Leonardo looked at the problem differently. The problem was not abstract. If you draw a square tightly around a standing man with arms outstretched, and then try to draw a circle from his body that reaches his fingertips and feet at the same time, the proportions simply do not work. Artists had been trying for centuries to make a single figure fit cleanly inside both shapes at once, and it never came out right. What Leonardo realized was that the circle and the square needed different center points on the body. The center of the circle should sit at the navel. The center of the square should sit lower, at the groin. The moment he shifted those 2 points apart, the geometry resolved perfectly. The figure appears in 2 positions simultaneously, legs together inside the square, legs spread inside the circle, both overlaid on top of each other, and the proportions are geometrically exact. After 1,500 years, someone had finally made it work. But here is what most people overlook entirely. The drawing does not stand alone. In the original notebook, the Vitruvian Man is surrounded on all sides by dense handwritten notes in Leonardo's own hand, written in his characteristic mirror script, right to left. Notes that describe in precise detail every proportion he measured. The head is 1/8 of the total height. The foot is 1/6. The width of the shoulders is 1/4. The distance from the elbow to the fingertip is 1/5. Every single measurement interlocks with every other. The body is not a collection of parts. It is a system. And Leonardo wrote all of it down around the edges of the drawing, as if he could not quite believe what he was finding. And now we come to the detail that changes everything. Those 2 shapes, the circle and the square, are not just geometric tools. They are a language. Ancient thinkers had long assigned them specific symbolic meaning. The circle represented the cosmic and the divine. The square represented the material, earthly world. Every educated person in Leonardo's time would have understood this immediately, the way we understand a red traffic light without thinking about it. So when Leonardo placed a single human body inside both shapes simultaneously, he was not making a statement about anatomy. He was making a statement about what human beings are. The human body fitted within both shapes illustrated the idea that humanity is the bridge between matter and spirit, between the earthly and the divine. The square is the earth, the circle is heaven, and the human body, with its perfect interlocking proportions, contains both at once. Leonardo wrote in his notebook that by the ancients, man has been called the world in miniature, and that this name is well deserved because man is composed of earth, water, air, and fire, just as the earth itself is. He was not being poetic, he meant it literally. He believed that the proportions of the human body were a reflection of the proportions of the universe. That if you measured the body carefully enough, you would find the same ratios running through everything in nature. That is why this drawing mattered so much to him. It was not a pretty image, it was evidence. Now, there are 2 ways to read what Leonardo was trying to say. and they lead to very different conclusions. The first reading is scientific. Leonardo was a man who spent decades dissecting human bodies in secret, by candlelight, in hospital basements. He was obsessed with understanding how things worked from the inside out. From this perspective, the Vitruvian Man is the purest expression of that obsession, a proof that nature follows mathematical rules, that the universe is ordered, rational, and measurable, that if you look closely enough at any living thing, you will find geometry underneath. The second reading is spiritual. The circle is heaven, the square is earth, and a human being standing at the exact point where the two overlap. From this perspective, Leonardo was not drawing an ideal body. He was drawing a map of the human condition. We are material creatures who live in the physical world, but we carry something else inside us, something that reaches toward the divine, toward the infinite, toward the circle that has no corners and no end. Two completely different readings. And Leonardo, who was both the greatest scientist and the greatest artist of his age, almost certainly had both in mind at once. Today, the drawing is housed at the Gallery dell'Accademia in Venice, where it is displayed only occasionally to protect it from light damage. Most of the time it sits in a drawer, in the dark, unseen, which means that the image you have seen reproduced countless times is a private notebook page that Leonardo made for himself, never intending it to be seen. A sketch, a working thought, an answer to a problem he had been turning over in his mind, and what he found in that answer, hidden inside the geometry of the human body, was something that has been making people stop and look ever since, not just because the proportions are beautiful, but because if he was right, even a little bit, then every single person who has ever looked at this drawing has been looking at a picture of themselves. I would love to know in the comments which of those two readings feels true to you. Is the Vitruvian Man a scientific proof or a spiritual one? Or perhaps, like Leonardo himself, you think there is no difference between the two?